My child, stop for a moment and listen carefully to me. Do not skip this message because what is happening right now is not an accident. I brought you here for a reason. I know you have been carrying pain that nobody else sees. I know about the tears you wiped away before anyone noticed them. I know about the nights when you smiled in front of people but cried when you were finally alone. You thought nobody understood the heaviness inside your heart, but I'd understood every second of it. I was there when you whispered those quiet prayers in the darkness. I was there when your voice trembled because you were tired of pretending to be strong. I was there when you asked me if I had forgotten you. And now I need you to hear me clearly. I did not forget you. Not for one moment. This message is not random. You did not find these words by chance. Before this day ever arrived, I already knew you would be here reading this very message at this exact moment. While you were struggling, while you were waiting, while you were questioning everything around you, I was already preparing this encounter. That restless feeling inside your spirit lately is not your imagination. That feeling that something is changing around you is not confusion. It is me moving in your life. Something is being activated right now while you read these words. This is why the enemy tried so hard to distract you, exhaust you, and break your focus before you reached this moment. He knew that once you heard my voice clearly, something inside you would begin to wake up again. My beloved child, I need your full attention now because heaven is speaking directly to your heart. Do not read this casually. Do not let your mind wander for even a moment because every word carries something your spirit has been needing for a very long time. I know how tired you are. I know you are exhausted from carrying battles that nobody else understands. Some days you felt like giving up completely. Some nights you wondered how much longer you could keep going before everything inside you finally collapsed. You kept asking me why life became so heavy. You kept wondering why the doors stayed closed, why the waiting became longer, why the silence felt so painful. But what you could not see was that even during the silence, I was still working behind the scenes. I was arranging things you could not yet understand. I was protecting you from things you never even knew existed. I was preparing your spirit for a shift that could not happen until this exact season. You have cried more tears than people realize. You have fought battles in your mind that nobody else heard about. You carried disappointment quietly because you did not want others to see how broken you felt inside. There were moments when you sat alone trying to hold yourself together while your heart silently screamed for help. I saw every moment of it. I saw you trying to stay strong when your strength was disappearing. I saw you trying to encourage others while secretly feeling empty yourself. My child, you need to understand something today. Your pain was never invisible to me. Every tear mattered. Every prayer reached heaven. Every lonely night was recorded before me. Even when you felt abandoned, I was standing closer to you than you realized. And now the season is beginning to change. The heaviness you have been carrying will not stay forever. The confusion that surrounded your mind will not control you forever. The sadness that followed you from place to place will not define your future. I am moving right now in ways you cannot fully see yet. While you are reading this message, chains are beginning to break around your life. Strength is returning to places inside you that have been weak for a long time. Hope is beginning to breathe again inside your spirit. You may not fully understand it yet, but this moment is the beginning of a turning point in your life. The enemy wanted you to believe you were forgotten. He wanted you to believe your prayers were wasted. He wanted you to believe nothing would ever change. But I am speaking louder than those lies today. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. And your story is not over. I know there were moments when disappointment almost destroyed your faith. I know there were times when you kept praying but felt like nothing was happening. But my child, delays are not the same as denial. Just because you could not see movement does not mean I stopped working. Seeds grow in hidden places before anyone sees the harvest. And the season you are entering now will reveal why you had to endure everything you survived. There is a reason your spirit feels emotional while reading this. There is a reason your heart feels pulled into these words so deeply. It is because my presence is touching the hidden places inside you right now. I am speaking directly into the wounds you tried to hide from everyone else. I am reaching into the places where fear has lived for too long. I am reminding your soul that you still belong to me. You have spent too much time believing you had to carry everything alone. But I never created you to survive life without my peace. I never asked you to fight every battle through your own strength. That pressure you have been carrying was never meant to destroy you. And starting today, I am teaching you how to release it into my hands. Type Amen. I belong to you, Lord, if you're fully His today. My beloved child, do not ignore what you are feeling right now. This moment matters more than you realize. Something holy is happening around your life. The atmosphere around you is shifting. Even now, I am arranging things that will soon make sense to you. Doors that looked impossible to open will suddenly begin moving. Situations that kept frustrating you will begin changing. The answers you cried for are closer than you think. I know you became tired of waiting. I know part of you started believing nothing good could happen anymore. But I need you to trust me one more time. Trust me even through the uncertainty. Trust me even while you still cannot see the full picture. Because what I am preparing for your future is bigger than the pain you have survived. You are not weak because you cried. You are not failing because you became tired. You are not forgotten because the journey became difficult. The very fact that you survived it proves that my hand has been protecting you this entire time. There were moments when you should have completely fallen apart, but somehow you kept going. That was not an accident. That was me carrying you when your own strength disappeared. I was the reason you woke up again after nights filled with tears. I was the reason your heart kept beating through disappointment. I was the reason you did not completely lose yourself in the darkness. And now I am calling you into a new season. A season where fear will no longer control your decisions. A season where peace will begin returning to your mind. A season where the things you thought were dead inside you will start breathing again. Do not be afraid of the changes coming. Do not run backward into old fears just because healing feels unfamiliar. I am leading you somewhere new now. The old pain cannot follow where I am taking you next. So stay with me through this message. Do not leave this moment too quickly. Let these words settle deeply into your spirit because this is only the beginning of what I want to reveal to you. The shift has already started. Heaven is already moving. And your life will not remain the same after this season. My child, stop for a moment and breathe slowly because this exact second was not created by accident. Before you even open your eyes today, I already knew this moment would happen. Before you touched your phone, before you entered this place, before your thoughts became heavy with worry again, I had already arranged for these words to reach you. You think you are simply reading another message, but heaven does not see it that way. This is not random scrolling. This is not coincidence. This is a divine interruption sent directly into your life by me because I refuse to let you continue believing the lies that have been crushing your spirit. I know what your heart has been carrying lately. I know you have been trying to stay strong for everyone around you while secretly feeling tired inside. I know there are thoughts you never say out loud because you fear nobody would truly understand them. Some days you smile while your spirit silently breaks underneath the pressure. Some nights you stare into the darkness wondering if your situation will ever change. You ask questions you barely admit even to yourself. Lord, do you still see me? Lord, are you still listening? Lord, why does everything feel so heavy? My child, hear me carefully now. I have heard every one of those questions. Not one tear escaped my sigh. Not one cry disappeared into silence. I have been near you through all of it. This interruption is happening because your soul has become exhausted from carrying burdens that were never meant to stay on your shoulders this long. You have spent too much time trying to survive emotionally, mentally, and spiritually while pretending everything was fine. I watched you hold yourself together when nobody knew you were close to falling apart. I watched you continue showing kindness while secretly feeling wounded inside. I watched you encourage other people while your own heart quietly begged for strength. And now I am stepping directly into your situation because I will not allow you to keep drowning in silence without hearing my voice clearly again. My beloved child, the enemy has been fighting your mind harder than people realize. He has been whispering lies into your thoughts for a long time. He told you that nothing would ever change. He told you that your prayers were pointless. He told you that you were forgotten, overlooked, and left behind. He wanted you to become so emotionally exhausted that you would stop expecting anything good from me. He wanted disappointment to become normal inside your heart. But today I am interrupting those lies. I am interrupting the fear. I am interrupting the hopelessness. And I am reminding you who I am before the darkest convinces you to forget. I am still the God who sees hidden tears. I am still the God who opens impossible doors. I am still the God who restores broken hearts. I am still the God who brings light into places that seem permanently dark. And I am still writing your story even when you cannot yet understand the chapters you are living through right now. Please support our channel. Our work is to bring happiness in your life and devotion to God. And if you want, you can donate to us given link in description or pinned comment to show your support. There is a reason you feel emotionally connected to these words. There is a reason your spirit feels pulled into this message instead of ignoring it. It is because deep inside your soul, you recognize my presence speaking directly to you. You have been asking me for confirmation. You have been asking me for a sign that I am still moving in your life. And this moment is part of that answer. I need you to stop dismissing every spiritual feeling as coincidence. I need you to stop talking yourself out of hope every time I try to breathe life back into your spirit. The enemy trained you to expect disappointment so often that now hope itself feels unfamiliar to you. But my child, I am teaching your heart how to trust again. I know life has wounded you deeply. I know betrayal changed parts of you. I know disappointment left scars inside your spirit that people cannot see from the outside. There were moments when you expected people to stay, but they walked away instead. There were seasons when you gave your best effort, but still watched things fall apart. There were prayers you expected me to answer immediately, but instead you entered long seasons of silence and waiting. I understand why your heart became cautious. I understand why fear started protecting your emotions. But I did not create you to live trapped inside survival mode forever. I created you to live in peace, freedom, and confidence through my presence. That is why I interrupted your day today. Because something inside you has been slowly losing strength, and I refuse to let the enemy keep draining your spirit without resistance. You may think nobody notices your exhaustion, but I notice it. I notice how tired your mind becomes from constant overthinking. I notice how heavy your emotions feel when nobody is around. I notice how hard you fight just to keep yourself together some days. And I need you to understand something important right now. You do not have to carry all of this alone anymore. My child, I am closer to you than you realize. Even during the moments when my voice felt silent, my hand was still protecting you. There were dangers you never saw because I blocked them before they reached you. There were situations that could have destroyed you emotionally, but I kept you standing even when your strength disappeared. You keep focusing on the doors that closed while forgetting the disasters I quietly prevented behind the scenes. If you could see everything I protected you from, you would understand why some seasons had to unfold exactly the way they did. The enemy wanted your waiting season to convince you that I abandoned you. But waiting was never abandonment. Waiting was preparation. While you cried, I was strengthening parts of your spirit that could not grow any other way. While you felt delayed, I was arranging things beyond your understanding. While you felt lonely, I was teaching you how deeply you truly need my presence instead of depending completely on people who could never fully heal your soul. Nothing has been wasted. Not your tears. Not your prayers. Not your pain. Not even your confusion. I will use every chapter of your life for something greater than you currently understand. And now something is beginning to shift around you. You may not fully see it yet, but spiritually the atmosphere is changing. The heaviness that followed you for so long will not remain forever. The emotional pressure squeezing your heart will not control you forever. The confusion attacking your mind will not last forever. I am beginning to breathe fresh strength back into your spirit. This is why the enemy became more aggressive recently. He sensed change approaching your life. He sensed breakthrough getting closer. He sensed your connection with me becoming stronger again. Darkness always fights hardest before chains finally break. So listen carefully now, my beloved child. Do not ignore this interruption. Do not rush away from this moment too quickly. Let these words settle deeply into your spirit because they are not empty encouragement. They carry truth your soul desperately needs right now. You have spent too long believing your future would always look like your current pain. But I am telling you clearly today, your story is still changing. Your life is not over. Your prayers are not forgotten. Your breakthrough is not impossible. And the season ahead of you will not look like the season behind you. I know trusting again feels difficult. I know hope feels risky after disappointment. But I need you to hold on to me now more than ever before. Do not let fear talk you out of faith right before things begin changing. Do not let exhaustion convince you to stop believing while I am already moving behind the scenes. You survived every dark moment for a reason. You are still here because my purpose over your life still remains alive. This interruption happened because heaven refuses to stay silent over your pain any longer. I called you here today because I needed your spirit to hear my voice again. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible to me. I see you completely. I know every hidden battle. I know every silent fear. I know every secret prayer. And starting now, I want you to stop believing that your tears have no purpose, because I am about to turn this painful season into the beginning of something you never expected. My beloved child, there are tears you cried that nobody ever saw. There were moments when you locked yourself away from everyone else because you did not want people to see how broken you truly felt inside. You became skilled at hiding pain behind quiet smiles and simple answers. When people asked if you were okay, you said yes because you were tired of trying to explain emotions nobody seemed to understand anyway. But I understood them. I understood every silent ache inside your chest. I understood every trembling breath you took while trying not to completely fall apart. I understood the heaviness that followed you into your nights and greeted you again every morning. And I need you to hear me clearly today. None of it was invisible to me. I saw the nights when sleep refused to come because your thoughts would not stop racing. I saw you replaying painful memories over and over again inside your mind, wondering what you could have done differently. I saw the moments when your heart felt so tired that even simple tasks became difficult. People around you could not always tell how exhausted you truly were because you kept functioning anyway. You kept showing up. You kept helping others. You kept pretending to be strong. But deep inside, your spirit was begging for rest. My child, I heard those silent cries long before words ever left your mouth. There were tears you cried in complete silence because you feared being judged if anyone knew how much you were struggling emotionally. You carried disappointment quietly. You carried rejection quietly. You carried loneliness quietly. You carried fear quietly. Sometimes you sat alone wondering if life would ever feel peaceful again. Sometimes you stared at the ceiling at night asking me questions you were too afraid to speak around anyone else. Lord, why do I feel this way? Lord, when will things finally change? Lord, how much longer do I have to keep fighting just to feel okay? My child, heaven heard every one of those questions. Your tears never disappeared into emptiness. Every tear mattered to me. You thought your pain made you weak. But I saw strength inside you even while you were breaking. I saw you continue moving forward while carrying emotional weight that would have crushed many other people. I saw you survive days when your own thoughts felt heavier than your body could carry. I saw you trying to encourage others while secretly wishing someone would encourage you too. I saw you sitting in crowded rooms feeling completely alone because nobody truly understood the battle happening inside your mind. And through every one of those moments, I stayed beside you even when you could not feel my presence clearly. My child, there were times when your heart became so overwhelmed that you stopped expecting anyone to notice your pain anymore. You became used to carrying sadness silently. You became used to surviving disappointment quietly. You became used to fighting emotional battles in private because you feared becoming a burden to other people. But you were never a burden to me. Not your tears. Not your fears. Not your questions. Not your exhaustion. I listened carefully to every prayer you whispered through trembling lips. Even the prayers you could barely speak because your emotions were too heavy reached directly into heaven. Say amen. My doors are opening if you believe God is unlocking new blessings for you right now. I know about the heartbreak you never fully recovered from. I know about the betrayal that changed how easily you trust people now. I know about the rejection that made you question your worth. I know about the moments when you gave your best effort only to watch things still fall apart anyway. I know about the hidden insecurities you carry every day. I know about the pressure you place on yourself because you fear failing the people around you. I know about the secret sadness that sometimes follows you, even during moments when you are supposed to feel happy. My child, nothing inside your heart is hidden from me. There were moments when you wondered if your prayers even mattered anymore because you had cried so many times without seeing immediate change. You started praying with less confidence because disappointment made your faith feel tired. Sometimes you questioned whether I was truly listening because silence lasted longer than you expected. But I need you to understand something today. Silence does not mean absence. Just because you could not see immediate answers does not mean I ignored your pain. Some of your deepest prayers were being answered slowly in ways you could not yet understand. While you cried, I was holding you together in unseen ways. While you felt abandoned, I was protecting you from breaking completely. While you thought nothing was changing, I was strengthening parts of your spirit that needed growth before your next season could begin. You only saw the waiting, but I saw the preparation. You only saw the tears, but I saw the healing slowly beginning underneath the surface. You only saw closed doors, but I saw dangers and heartbreaks. I was quietly protecting you from behind those doors. My beloved child, I know there were moments when you felt emotionally numb because pain lasted too long. You became tired of hoping, tired of waiting, tired of trying to stay positive while your heart quietly carried disappointment after disappointment. Some days you stopped talking about your struggles completely because you felt nobody would understand them anyway. But I understood every emotion you buried. I understood every fear you tried to hide. I understood every silent breakdown you experienced behind closed doors. And I never once looked away from you. There were moments when the enemy whispered terrible lies into your thoughts. He told you that you were forgotten. He told you that nothing would ever improve. He told you that your tears meant weakness. He told you that your life would always feel this heavy. But those lies were never the truth. The truth is that I remained close to you through every painful season. The truth is that your tears touched heaven. The truth is that your suffering was never meaningless. And the truth is that I am still working in your life right now, even if you cannot fully see it yet. My child, do you know how many times I protected your heart from completely giving up? Do you know how many times I strengthened you quietly when your own strength disappeared? There were moments when you felt like you could not continue anymore, but somehow you kept going. That was not accidental strength. That was my hand carrying you through emotional darkness when you no longer had energy to carry yourself. I was the peace that suddenly appeared during moments when anxiety became unbearable. I was the reason your heart survived pain that should have destroyed you emotionally. I was the reason hope still exists somewhere deep inside your spirit even after everything you endured. And now I need you to stop believing the lie that your tears were wasted. Your tears mattered because they revealed the places inside you that needed healing. Your tears mattered because they drew you closer to my heart during moments when nothing else could comfort you. Your tears mattered because they softened parts of your spirit that pain tried to harden permanently. I collected every one of them. Not one tear was forgotten. Not one prayer was ignored. My beloved child, I am speaking directly into your pain right now because I want you to understand that healing has already started even if you cannot fully feel it yet. The sadness that stayed with you for so long will not control your future forever. The heaviness surrounding your thoughts will not remain permanently. The loneliness you carried through dark nights will not define the rest of your story. I am bringing comfort back into your spirit step by step. I am restoring strength inside the exhausted places within you. I am teaching your heart how to breathe again after carrying too much pain for too long. So stop hiding your emotions from me. Stop pretending you are stronger than you truly feel inside. Bring your brokenness into my presence honestly, because I already see everything anyway. You do not have to impress me with fake strength. You do not have to hide your fears from me. You do not have to carry silent suffering by yourself anymore. I am here. I have always been here. And I will continue walking beside you through every step of your healing. Your tears were seen. Your prayers were heard. Your pain mattered. And the season of sorrow will not last forever, because I am already turning your hidden tears into the beginning of your restoration. My child, there is something you must finally understand about the battles you have been facing. The enemy did not attack you this intensely for no reason. Darkness does not fight empty people this hard. The pressure you survive it, the confusion you endured, the emotional exhaustion you carried, and the constant warfare against your mind were all connected to something valuable inside you. There is purpose over your life. There is destiny attached to your future. There is light within your spirit that the enemy has been trying desperately to silence before you fully discover who you truly are. You spent so much time believing you were simply weak, unlucky, were broken. But the truth is much deeper than that. The enemy recognized potential in you long before you recognized it in yourself. He saw gifts inside you that you were too wounded to notice. He saw strength inside you that pain tried to bury. He saw the possibility of your healing, your breakthrough, your growth, and your future impact. That is why the attacks became so personal. That is why discouragement followed you so closely. That is why fear kept whispering into your thoughts over and over again. The enemy hoped that if he could convince you to give up on yourself, you would never step fully into the purpose I created for you before you were born. My beloved child, I know there were moments when the warfare against your mind became exhausting. Some days your thoughts felt heavier than your body. Anxiety drained your peace. Fear stole your rest. Doubt clouded your confidence. The enemy wanted your mind to become a prison filled with hopelessness, insecurity, and emotional exhaustion. He knew that if he could control your thoughts, he could slowly weaken your faith. That is why he constantly reminded you of past failures. That is why he replayed painful memories inside your mind late at night. That is why he whispered lies telling you that nothing would ever change. He wanted you trapped in survival mode, because people trapped in survival rarely recognize their true spiritual strength. But listen to me carefully now. The very fact that you are still here proves that the enemy failed to destroy you. You survived battles that should have broken you completely. You walked through emotional darkness that should have swallowed your hope forever. There were moments when you came close to giving up, yet something inside you kept fighting to stay alive spiritually. That was not accidental. That was my hand preserving your life, because your story is not finished yet. The enemy attacked your confidence because he feared what would happen if you finally believed what I say about you. You attacked your peace because peaceful people hear my voice more clearly. He attacked your identity because he feared what would happen if you fully realized you were chosen, loved, and called by me. He attacked your relationships because isolation weakens wounded hearts. He attacked you because hopeless people stop expecting miracles. Every battle had a purpose behind it. Darkness was trying to stop your spiritual awakening before it fully began. My child, there were seasons when it felt like everything around you was collapsing at the same time. Problems appeared one after another. Emotional pain mixed with mental exhaustion. You prayed for relief, but the attacks sometimes became stronger instead of weaker. During those moments you wondered if I had abandoned you completely. But I never left you alone in those battles. Even while the enemy attacked you, my hand remained over your life, protecting you from destruction you could not see. You do not fully understand how many attacks I blocked before they ever reached you. There were traps the enemy prepared that never succeeded because I intervened quietly. There were moments when darkness tried to completely crush your spirit, but I strengthened you in unseen ways. You thought you survived through your own strength, but my presence carried you through seasons when your own strength disappeared completely. If my hand had not been over your life, the enemy would have destroyed your peace long ago. But he could not destroy what belongs to me. My beloved child, one reason the enemy fought you so hard is because your future carries influence beyond what you currently understand. Your healing will eventually help heal other people. Your testimony will eventually strengthen broken hearts around you. Your survival through painful seasons will eventually become proof that I restore wounded lives. The enemy knew this before you did. That is why he tried so hard to keep you trapped in fear, shame, insecurity, and exhaustion. He wanted your pain to silence your voice forever. He attacked your emotions because emotionally wounded people struggle to trust my promises. You attacked your faith because faith threatens darkness. He attacked your dreams because he feared the future I planned for you. He attacked your self-worth because confident people become dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. The enemy never wastes energy attacking people who carry no spiritual purpose. The intensity of your battle revealed the importance of your calling even when you could not see it clearly yourself. And still, despite everything, you survived. You survived heartbreak. You survived disappointment. You survived rejection. You survived loneliness. You survived seasons where your own thoughts became overwhelming. You survived nights where your tears soaked your pillow while nobody else knew what you were carrying emotionally. You survived moments when you questioned your own value. And through every painful chapter, I kept breathing life back into your spirit one day at a time. My child, I need you to stop viewing yourself as fragile simply because you have been wounded. Wounded does not mean weak. Broken seasons do not erase divine purpose. Emotional scars do not disqualify you from the future I prepared for you. In fact, some of the deepest pain you survived is becoming part of the wisdom, compassion, and spiritual strength that will shape your future. The enemy thought pain would destroy you permanently, but I will use that same pain to transform you into someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate than before. The enemy also fought you because he feared your relationship with me becoming deeper. Pain has a way of pushing hearts closer to my presence when they finally surrender fully. Darkness knew that if your suffering ever brought you into complete dependence on me, your spiritual strength would grow in ways impossible to stop. That is why distractions surrounded you constantly. That is why fear tried to drown out my voice. That is why confusion filled your thoughts so often. The enemy feared intimacy between your heart and mine. But my beloved child, despite every attack, I am still here. And despite every lie spoken against your mind, my truth remains stronger. You are not abandoned. You are not weak. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified because of your struggles. The battles you survived did not prove that I left you. They proved that something precious inside you was worth fighting over. Now the season is changing. The attacks that once weakened you are beginning to reveal your hidden strength instead. The pain that once confused you is beginning to teach you wisdom. The fear that once controlled your thoughts is losing power because my voice is becoming louder inside your spirit. The enemy wanted your story to end in exhaustion, but I am leading you toward restoration instead. Type Amen. I've tasted His grace if you've seen God's mercy in your own life. And share this video.